And welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina and our full crew that we've got here in their virtual studios today. Tina, how are you doing?
Doing fabulous. So excited that we do have a full crew today. We have amazing people from all over the world, maybe just the United States. I think I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself.
We're often global. We're often international. So we'll find out where everybody is joining us in from today. But it's a really special episode of the Angel and Tina morning show. We have the VIPs from the Ultimate Speaker Competition that just finished up in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago.
Are you already in Vegas right now?
I know. I'm going to Vegas on Sunday, so I'm like apparently already like I'm here. I'm on location.
Listen, I've already been doing that too, like because I'm leaving to San Antonio tomorrow, so I'm already being like, oh yeah, and I'm in San Antonio. I mean, tomorrow I'll be in San Antonio.
Like our brain's already there.
I'm already there.
Yeah. Our brains are. You tell it and it just absolutely believes it. But the Ultimate Speaker Competition is spearheaded by Christoph. Christoph, we're super excited you're here with us today. How you doing?
I'm awesome. I'm super excited. Thank you so much, Angel and Tina, for welcoming us onto your amazing show. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We're excited to have you. Give us a little background about the Ultimate Speaker Competition.
Sure.
History.
This is an event that that was my little brainchild back in 2019. I just felt like there was an opportunity that maybe had not been being met in the speaking industry. I'm a 5-star customer experience expert, and I have a very simple philosophy: is that every customer deserves to receive 5-star service. And it's incumbent upon us as business owners and service providers to deliver that 5-star service. So what does that mean in relation to speaking? In the same way, I believe that if we are called to share a message, that it's our responsibility to share that message in the best way possible, which means continual improvement. And so I came up with this idea to have a friendly competition, get 21 speakers together from all over the country. Actually, the first year we actually had a gentleman from Canada, and spend time together to build up our speaking ability, to encourage, empower each other. And what started off as a one-day event in 2019 has now grown to not only a 2-day event, but a 2-day event that we are now doing multiple times a year. And we are super, super excited for the growth of this event. So,
Christoph, how many people have all been involved?
As speakers, nearly 60. So we've had almost 21 each time. Sometimes we've, like many events, sometimes people cannot make it the day of. So they register, they get on the poster, they get in all the printed material on the website, and then day of, sometimes people bow out or cannot make it. But we've had about 60 speakers. We have some amazing sponsors. Speaking of which, this is the whole reason I think why we are here is because Angel Tussey and Vidette Global is one of our major sponsors for Ultimate Speaker Competition.
Wow, super excited to be involved with it, right? Anytime you have an event, a bunch of speakers coming together, you need more publicity, right? More exposure.
Absolutely.
For all of them. So happy to be a sponsor of the event. Well, Christoph, why don't you introduce us to who you have brought into our studio today?
We have an amazing array of participants, both past and future. So I'm going to start off with, I don't know where everybody is located. All of our screens, of course, are different. But the winner, the grand prize winner of Ultimate Speaker Competition in 2020, who was in the expert category, Dr. Philip Agrios. Woo!
Hello, everybody. Nice to meet everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Phil, and you'll have a moment in a moment. And then also from our April 2021 event that just completed, we have Phoebe Babcock, who is one of our semifinalists in the storyteller category. Welcome, Phoebe.
Hi, everyone. Talking about global, I'm from Singapore, so you're close to that. I live in Singapore. I mean, I live in Las Vegas. I'm Chinese, Indian, and I've been around the world. So you nailed it.
Also, one of our storyteller participants in the recently completed Ultimate Speaker competition in April, who has an amazing story. Maybe he'll have a moment to share that after our introductions, is my good friend from St. Louis, Mr. Brian Young.
Good to be here. Good to be here. Thank you.
And then someone who has not yet participated, and so maybe she'll be able to share why she is inspired to be involved, and that is our good friend Tawanna Cherry, who will be participating in Orlando in July. Tawanna, welcome.
Hey guys, thanks for
Welcome.
having me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're excited. We're excited to have you all joining us here this morning. What a
It's like
fun.
global thing. It's all over the United States. Too.
Yeah.
Got them in from everywhere. And the next one is coming up in Orlando. I'm super excited. It's in my new hometown. I just moved to Orlando just a few months ago. And so it'll be fun to, have an event here in my new stomping grounds as I get my feet wet here. Well, let's talk to you guys about the Ultimate Speaker Competition, what it meant, what you shared. Let's start with you, Mr. like winner chicken dinner, right? You won.
Dr. Phil.
Like, what did it mean? Like, what did you have to do in order to go through the hoops in order to become the winner?
Well, first of all, it's a great competition, and you are in 3 different categories: expert, storytelling, and inspirational. I was in the expert process, and what they did was you had to get up for 6 minutes and talk in order to express what you wanted to say. And then from there, the judges would then pick 2 of each speaker from each category, and then those 6 would go against each other for a 6-minute speaking competition on that aspect. And then the 2 that won would then come into the 3rd round, and then they would then pick from a hat of different categories, and you had 5 minutes to prepare, and then you had to give a 6-minute speech. So it was great. I was very honored to have won. A lot of great prizes I was able to receive. A lot of great connections as well.
What kind of prizes? What kind of prizes did you win?
So I won Bill Walsh's Rainmaker. That was a $5,000 prize. I was able to win another thing from Wealth Camp that he had. There was a great trophy and many other. You can have a press release from a very I forget her name. I apologize. And there's 2 other things. Oh, and I also had a 21-day email. Not an email.
No, this is the lady who does your press releases.
Marketing boot camp.
Oh, the marketing boot camp.
Angel. That's Angel.
Yeah. So there you
Phil is
are.
a very busy man.
Very memorable. I made a big impression.
Yeah. So sorry, Angel.
What are you an expert at?
I'm a business breakthrough specialist. I work with business owners, executives, and entrepreneurs worldwide in order for them to understand an inborn trait that I was able to discover that blocks us, and how to shift it immediately in order for them to transcend their personal and business. Guaranteed.
Cool. Very cool. Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. It was great. It was a great experience.
Prizes too.
So as the reigning winner, right? Do you wear the crown for the next year? Do you pass on the torch? What happens next, Christoph, with your reigning winners?
Well, actually, since we just had another one in April, I guess Dr. Phil was the previous reigning winner, because our recent winner was not able to join us today. But you know what? Once a winner, always a winner. And actually, we were able to bless Dr. Phil with a feature in the Your Success magazine, which was something that we did new for this time in April, which we did not do in the past. So moving forward, all of our VIPs and the winners will be featured in the Your Success.
Does he get to come back as a judge?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, he asked me to come back, and unfortunately at that moment I couldn't. But yeah, I look forward to coming back and being a judge and helping them to understand where they could improve and how well they did.
Wow.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So, Brian, you said Brian was also
Yes.
a winner?
Brian was in the storyteller category. Not technically a winner, but yes, a winner. He has an amazing he has an amazing story that he shared just last month. So maybe he take a moment to talk about that.
Well, I mean, if you want me to talk about it, sure, I'll be happy to talk.
Come closer to your microphone, Brian.
I'm a speaker after all, so I'd love to talk. So, so you and I met, Angel and Christoph. We all met at one of Bill Walsh's events, and so it's kind of nice that it's come full circle once again. But I've been helping people design their dream life and fund it through real estate. I've been doing it for 35 years. And that's been a fun journey, and I can talk about that. But the journey I talked about was actually something that happened with the pandemic. So right before the pandemic, a couple of years before I was diagnosed as a diabetic, I ended up in the hospital with pancreatitis. They told me I'd be on pills and needles for the rest of my life. And I said, well, this really sucks because I don't like pills and I really don't like needles. And so got myself off the insulin very quickly, but thought I was going to be on these pills for the rest of my life. Then fast forward, my aunt, right before the pandemic, died. Her liver had sclerosed, her kidneys had shut down. The reason behind all that was the same medicines that I was on, the same safe medicines that I was on killed her. So I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm not going that path. I'm not going that route. It's got to be a different way, right? So I started it back into the gym. I got into the gym. I was doing all my stuff. Okay, losing some weight, great. Lost 10 pounds. And a lot of people would say, okay, 10 pounds, that's wonderful. I didn't think I was as heavy as I was, but I had ballooned up pretty nicely. And the pandemic hit, and then all of a sudden, boom, gym shuts down, business shuts down, everything fell apart in 6 days. All my business went away. And I spent about 2 weeks and said, what am I going to do? I can't stay at home. I got to work. So I changed up my business. That was a whole nother story I could talk about. But the thing I talked about the competition was that I transformed my personal life. So I said, you know what, if you're going to get COVID by hanging around people, I'm going to go where there aren't people. So I started hiking and biking and kayaking, and eventually I started dancing. When the gyms opened up, I went back into the gym. And so first 2 months or so, lost 10 pounds again. I'm like, okay, well, that's great. Still not happy with that though, right? From March of last year to March of this year, 85 pounds.
Wow.
85 pounds.
Wow.
I walked enough miles to go from Denver to New York City. I biked enough miles to go across the country twice. And that wasn't even, I'm not even trying. So all I did was I set up 5 things. I call them my 5 diamonds. 5 things I like doing. It could be anybody could set their own 5 diamonds. This is not rocket science, but I can show people how to do this. And I can help people do this. If you pick 5 things you love and you start doing them. So I hike, I bike, I kayak, I dance, or I go to the gym every day. And some days I do more than one of those. And I'm just having a ball with it. And I'm
85 pounds in a year.
Yeah.
Brian, I
Rearrange the rest of it. Rearrange the rest of it.
And Angel, that's probably why you don't recognize him from Rainmaker a year and a half or 2 years ago. When I saw Brian in Las Vegas last month, I said, this is not the same guy. This is a completely different person.
I agree. I absolutely agree with you. I'm like, the name sounds familiar, the voice,
Right?
there's a little something, but yeah, I didn't completely put that together. So what has that done for you, Brian, with your medications and your health issues?
So I am not on any medications.
Wow, good for you.
Done.
I got a before and after picture, Brian.
I would pop one up. I don't have one right handy, but I'll send some to see if you
Yeah.
want.
Well, congratulations.
I'm just having fun.
He's like, I ballooned up real nicely.
The hardest part about all this, honestly, is going to have to go to the store and buy new clothes. And I know that's really hard for some people. For me, that's like almost as hard as stabbing me with a needle.
But please buy new clothes. There's nothing worse than a man with saggy clothes.
Or like too big of a suit.
Yeah, that's a man in saggy clothes is just like, yeah, just get
and
some.
If you're anything like Jay, you know, you got to wear nice tight jeans for Angel.
They just have to fit. You got a nice hiney. Let's see it. Right?
Is that a request? Is that a request?
Is this a family show? I'm just
It
curious.
is a family show. That's why I'm like,
It's
okay.
my family, my husband's
So-
my
I'm
husband's
just
You're
tiny.
making me blush, ladies. You're making me blush.
So I will tell you at our event last month, Brian shared his story and the audience was just in awe of the inspiration. And he had people coming up to him afterwards saying, hey, how do I do this? He's building a business, a secondary business around this, which I don't even know if he has a product yet, but he has people coming to him wanting to enroll in whatever his program is, because clearly it's working. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like people are literally saying, hey, what have you done? Look at you.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, this is what I've done. Come on. It's
We
good.
had a gal come on in March and she had lost some weight and had a big transformation. And she inspired me and Tina too, but to get up and move and start exercising. I've lost 10 pounds since then. And she's started a new program, right? Teaching people because they were asking,
I
and
just
that's
looked up his picture. I have a picture with him from in Vegas at the Rainmaker event.
Yes.
You do.
Do you recognize him?
Different guy.
You have to put it up there. You have to put it up there. So
Not at
or send it
all.
to me. Yeah, definitely.
Not at all. Wow. Angel, like you look at your pictures. You gotta go to Facebook.
And I'm going to add one more thing. This saved my life. So January 25th, I ended up in the hospital. I ended up with appendicitis, and I got called in with an ambulance and ended up in the hospital. And what was supposed to be a max 2-hour surgery ended up being 6 hours. And they said, they came out of that and they said, look, here's the deal. If you hadn't been fit, if you hadn't been healthy, you would have been out of here.
Wow.
So
Wow, I'm
story
so
is not-
sorry.
I'm just starting to share this story.
I
That
love
you
it.
lost someone close to you, right? How sad, but it has inspired you, right? And out of our conflict, out of our challenge, out of our mess, right, comes our message.
We only
And
have one body. We got to go through life with it. If we lose this body, we're up there. I hope we're down there, depending on your beliefs, right? So wherever you end up going, you're gone from here. It's like you can't take it with you. You got to take the time to get it out there and share and help people. And that's what it's all about. And it's like
about 6
so
days ago,
glad
Angel
it's
and I
like-
both did that. We kind of just like went all in no matter what. In fact, Angel's goal was to have 500 miles by her 50th birthday last year. Now it's 500 miles a month
there you go.
is her goal on the
Very
Peloton.
doable. One step at a time is all you got to do.
It's all
just
about your
love it.
why.
All right. Well, Phoebe was also, you were part of the
April.
April
April.
event.
Yeah.
And she was one of our semifinalists, one of the 6 semifinalists. Yes.
What did you share, Phoebe?
Well, first of all, I'm not a speaker. I was not a speaker. Both my parents were worldwide speakers. They passed away. They're preachers, teachers, Christian, Bible. I'm a missionary kid. So I've been around the world with them, but I never was a speaker. And, now turning 42, I was like, I have to do something with what my parents did. There's a thing, right? You have about honoring your parents, following their footsteps. And I met Christophe and I said, hey, do you have any coaching with public speaking? And he challenged me. He said, why don't you just join the competition? The first day we have training and then you can go ahead and speak. I was like, what?
Oh,
I-
wow.
I-
Just throw you into the fire. Like,
But he
instantly.
challenged me and he believed in me. He said, if your parents did it, I'm sure you can do this. It's in you. Let it come out. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but really it opened the door for me to rethink the stories because I didn't really know what I could speak about, but I had all these stories hidden inside of me, all these memories. I mean, we lived in communist Russia, we lived in Europe, in Netherlands, Indonesia. I've been all around the world, but these stories were in me. Nobody really knows about it because I haven't really shared. So I realized, I need this platform, and the stories came back and I started to remember everything that I went through. And it was very healing for me just to think about the stories as I was preparing for the day. Mind you, I just had like 2 weeks, right, Christophe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
And
joined very, very late in the
Yeah,
timeline. Yeah.
yeah, so I love challenges. I love to compete with myself. I love to put myself in the deep end. So this was a perfect opportunity. And so what I shared was about my dad. just what he did and how he overcame all the stigma of everything that, my dad's Indian, the blackest Indian you can find. He ended up, he was very poor, post-war child from a nobody. He became a worldwide speaker. So that was just the story I shared. Yeah.
How did it feel?
6 minutes for me is a very, very long time. I'm actually a gospel singer. So usually when I sing, I say a few things, few words. I don't like say 6 minutes of stuff. Like, what do I say? It's something in the brain, right? That words and how you put them together, how you organize them. I was very, very nervous. But funny, I actually did it and went to the semifinalists. I don't know how I did that, actually. I had some tips from Christophe and I implemented them, and that was big help.
And so the first day is training, Christophe.
Yeah. So this event is continually evolving. Like I said, in 2019, when we started it, it was a one-day event. We got 21 speakers together for one day. We said, here's the categories, choose your category. We put them in, and they competed, and that was it. Thank you, great job, goodbye. But we saw that there was no opportunity to really build relationship, connect, to learn, to workshop. And so that's why we grew it into a 2-day event. And with the support of Bill Walsh and Power Team, we're able to do a lot more now. And so day one, yes, we do have a few sponsors. Angel, you'll be one of them, who share. Our sponsors always are people that have some business, that have a product or a service that is directly related to empowering speakers, whether it's the business of speaking or it's the craft and the skill of speaking. So obviously, speakers need media, and you are the media mastery queen. So day one, we'll have a couple of sponsors to share on their service or product that can help empower speakers. But the rest of the day, 80% of it, is doing exercises, doing workshops. In fact, the event has changed since December when Dr. Phil was in it. We did a little bit of workshopping then, but now it's growing to more focus on the speaker competitors. And we also have people in the room who just attend. They're not ready to get up on stage for the competition, but they still participate in all these different exercises. And we're not going to reveal what, because these are secret, under wraps exercise. You will not know what they are before you come to join the event. But I will tell you this, within the first hour, every single person is on stage. Am I right, Phoebe? Brian?
I have one more thing to share. Yes. So Christophe did invite me to the summit with Bill Walsh as well. Bill Walsh. Yes. So Bill Walsh event was a week before the Ultimate Speakers Competition. So I went for the 3-day summit. And on the last day, we have to do a minute of, what was that again? About a minute about you and what you do.
1 minute you.
1 minute you. And man, I was so nervous with that 1 minute you. I packed everything and I was ready to escape. Because I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't go on stage with that 1 minute you. How am I going to talk for just 1 minute? Bill Walsh caught me and he says, where are you going? I said, I'm not doing this. He said, yes, you are. I was like, no. And he was like, no, you are. Yes, you are. I mean, I'm not going anywhere until you go up there. I had everything packed, ready to go. And I was like, no, Bill, I ain't doing that. And I was thinking, if I can't do that, how can I do the Ultimate Speakers Competition? And I was like stuck right then, like so nervous. And he kept looking at me, you're doing it. And he says, don't worry about it. Just have fun. Go up there and have fun. No one's going to judge. Like, he made it very comfortable. So I do have to give credit to Bill Walsh as well for letting me try out that 1 minute. And Christophe encouraged me to go to that first because he'll help me for the competition.
How did it feel after you did that 1 minute?
Oh my gosh. It's so funny because
ready and hot.
Oh God, I was shaking, I was smiling, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? But he I don't know, he gave some tips. Bill Welsh said to say this and to say that, I just got up there and did what he said. And interesting enough, a lot of people came up to me and said, hey, you actually belong on the stage. And so that gave me a boost for the Ultimate Speakers Competition. Yeah.
I met Bill at an expo, I think it was probably 4 years ago now. I was in radio, and he was, the keynote speaker at this event, and said that they were looking for more women to speak on stages. And back then, right, when I started, I would go to all these events, and I would often be like either the only, or maybe there were two women, with everybody else were men on the stages. But I didn't see myself as a speaker on stage either, Phoebe.
Wow.
It was Bill who encouraged me to go out and share my message. And so, yeah, he is a gift. He absolutely has a gift. I want to ask Tawanna, so you have not been to one. I've
had it. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. So I think I'm on the right track.
It's life-changing.
I hope you're not scared yet.
So, Tawanna, are you a speaker now?
Yes, I am. It's at that time where I have to start speaking now, right? I'm in a position to, hire more staff, because I have to let go of this baby, right? So that puts me in a position to do the other things that I need to do now, which is putting me in front of a lot of more of our partners, putting me more in front of the community, me hiring a publicist here soon, and just doing the work, right? Continuing the work.
What do you speak on?
I speak on youth basketball. So I'm a youth basketball expert, USA basketball license, Go Coach. So I'm connected with the Junior NBA, USA Basketball, and I have my own sports program because of those partnerships. So I am the club director of MTM Basketball Club we're based in Lubbock, Texas. Our office headquarters is in Grapevine, Texas. And we're here in the Lubbock market, and we're excited about it. Lubbock, Texas is changing so much, with the pandemic, really, spurring families to sell out of the city and move back to the suburbs. So we're experiencing a lot of growth here in Lubbock, a lot of new development, and we're just getting in position to be able to serve these families and their children have an excellent, safe basketball program to attend and grow with.
Well, kudos to you, and welcome. You mentioned the shift in the pandemic. Christophe, are there changes that you've had to make in prepping your speakers because of the pandemic?
Well, Dr. Phil, of course, will concur. In December, we didn't know if we were going to do this. In fact, Angel, I think you might remember that you came on board as a sponsor, I think, in January 2020 or December 2019.
December of 2019, yes.
Right after we did our first one, and we kept pushing it off. Of course, March happened 2020. So I rescheduled that event probably 4 times. Then I had my own health issues, so that pushed it back. But ultimately, we did do it in 2020. And you'll see on our website pictures of our speakers in the audience and preparing. And even in our group pictures, guess what? Everybody's wearing a mask. So we were all masked up except when each one was on stage. And it was a challenge. It was really, a challenge, but we felt that we needed to push through. And those that were there in December, we saw amazing connections, people who are doing business with each other now, people who have been sharing each other's stages. And so, we followed the protocol. Everybody had to sign a COVID waiver. We had to check everybody's temperature. The security of the hotel was very vigilant and very reminding of us hour by hour about keeping our masks on. But, our little tagline is empowering speakers to share their greatness. And all of us have gone through this pandemic in various ways. And, especially as speakers, I think that it's a high and noble and lofty calling. And each of us have something of value to share. And we shouldn't allow obstacles or restrictions or whatever. And I know that everybody on this call has, in one way or another, met those obstacles through the pandemic and been able to inspire others, because so many people are hurting and experiencing anxiety and overwhelm and everything. And if we can be a light, what you and Tina have been doing for over a year. You started this show right? You started this show right about that time. And so, I don't know, you've done like 200 episodes or something. So it's amazing.
Almost 250.
Almost 250. So all of us here in our own way have an opportunity, and we need to seek out platforms and stages. And it doesn't matter if it's live in person, whether it's on Zoom. The more we do it, the more we're going to get attention, the more that we can empower others. And we all have something that's of value to others, right? Everybody's message is not for everybody, but everybody has a message that is for somebody. That's pretty good. I just made that up.
Say that again. Say that again.
Yes.
Everybody's message is not for everybody, but everybody has a message that is for somebody.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's mic drop. That's quotable, Christoph.
Yes. And Christoph, you're right. You know, Angel and I started the morning show last year during the pandemic because we wanted to bring the positivity back into the world instead of all that negative. And we were able to touch the lives of so many people. And we didn't think, I wanted to be a long time. Angel was like, we're just going to do it for 2 weeks. And here we are. Okay, so I want to kind of ask you guys something. So we always kind of ask our guests, what is one thing that you wish you had known when you first started your business? So we'll go with you. Christoph, we'll start with you. What is one thing?
Oh, gee, thanks.
What is one thing that you wish you would have known when you first started your business?
I mean, there's probably 20 different things, but you say one. I think just knowing how important it is to believe in yourself and invest in yourself. And, you know, I think sometimes people, from my experience, I've struggled in having the money that I need to make things happen, and maybe not realizing that it's not a cost, it's not a price, but it's an investment. And that's not just time and energy, but it's money too. But if one is really willing to invest money in themselves, the ROI, the return they're going to get is exponential. It's beyond what they can fathom. And this came to me when we were at the event just last month. I said something, you know, people, when they sign up for a program, a course, whatever it is, that people tend to always ask this question: what do I get? And so, you know, whether it's you sign up for the Media Mastery Bootcamp or Dr. Phil's coaching or anything, or Ultimate Speaker Competition, a little plug. People say, what do I get? Well, we can show you on paper. Well, if you're a VIP, you get this and you get this, and we can list those things out. But what you get is never something that can be defined. We can say, here's what you get. But when you invest in yourself and when you show up, you get so much more that nobody can put on paper. Nobody can list out for you, because it's intangible, it's immeasurable, and it's above and beyond. But it takes one really taking that step of jumping in. And like Phoebe, I don't know, but I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And then what was the result, right? And so that's what I would say. Investing in yourself.
I like how you said that, because it is true. Everybody can buy the same program. And what people are taking away from it, it's something different for every single person. And I told Angel this a couple of times. I've been in her Media Mastery. I think I've been in there 4 times. And every single time, it's the same program. She says the same thing. She teaches the same stuff. Yeah. But every single time I get something different, because I'm in a different place.
Yeah.
But you do have to show up and able to bring it back out. Okay, so Brian, what is one thing you would wish that you would have known when you first started your business?
Well, so you get out of your way and let yourself be successful. That's one of the biggest things.
Get out of your way.
The first step is always the hardest, and getting the right people around you is important. Yeah. And just like what Christoph will say, I already signed up for the next event, and I don't just go. I went VIP, right, man?
Yep.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Go, show up, and play big ball, because we all have a lot more to give, a lot more to share, a lot more value than we even think we have. and our audience needs to hear it from us, right? So the hardest thing is to get up there. 6 minutes is a short time, and it's a long time, but it's a lot of practice. And then you get there and you hone your skills. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And if you're really passionate about what you're doing, it'll show. It comes through, right? So just get out of your way and let the doors open and step through them and stop being afraid. And I've been there, right? Angela, you and I have had conversations about this too. That there's always a reason not to, or a reason to. And there's a couple sayings. So whether you think you can, whether you think you can't, you're right? This is the most dangerous place to plan it. If you get outside of this, you got something going.
Yeah.
And so, there's no such thing as failure. There's always an opportunity to learn. And, I can tell you, nobody threw any tomatoes at anybody on that stage. Everybody rocked it. And it was, people did it. There were people who were so scared you could hear it in their voice, but it was still awesome. They were up there and they tried. And it's like, you just got to step out there and do it. So if you're thinking, well, gosh, I can't do it. Like Phoebe was saying, there was a time where I couldn't get on a stage. I couldn't get up in front of people. I was the scared guy in the back of the room. And I'm like, I didn't want to do that stuff. But it's kind of natural now. And it's because I'm doing it, because I'm sharing something I care about. And that's really where it comes from. It comes from here, and here you can't lose, right?
Right. And there are times when we're afraid, right? We sign up for a program, we go to an event, Phoebe, you're like, I'm not going up there. And so what do? We self-sabotage, right? Like,
I can't do that. I'm not like that person.
Right. We talk ourselves out of it. Or you around other people and they're like, yeah, no, that thing doesn't work. I signed up, like that was, that program doesn't, like it does. Yeah, so what's the universe trying, like message, and what lesson are you needing to learn out of this?
Public speaking is the number one fear of everyone. And like,
but I've told this, like, I've had, that first year after going through Bill's program, I spoke on over 100 stages that first year in 7 countries. But every time I stepped up on the stage, 1 foot and terrified, 1 foot and excited. Right? I was nervous. I was scared. I was not a public speaker. Like the butterflies, the shake in my voice, but I couldn't not share my message. Right? The message was bigger. The impact was bigger.
Afterwards, the people that come up to you saying, thank you.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I did that. Okay, no, I can breathe. I did that for a reason.
I get people, they're like, I want to quit. Angel, it's not working. I'm not like this thing. And I'm like, it does. Right. But you got to show up scared. You got to show up terrified. I'm doing, we've been working out and, doing all this, stuff to lose weight and get exercise and fit and stuff. And one of the things that, there's steps, right? Like follow these steps and do it in this order. And we want to do it in our own order. I'm like, well, but I know this other piece. And so because I know this other, like, that's how I want to do it. And I want to infuse my old habits, my old patterns, my old behaviors and say, well, this program doesn't have this other thing, right? And I want it in this way, and I want to do it my way.
A little bit.
You gotta, right? You just gotta release all of that and do your 5 times.
Right? Learn from the people who already do stuff, right?
Exactly. That thing is, the program is in place for a reason, and it works for a reason. All right, Dr. Phil, what is one thing that you wish you would have known when you first started your business?
Well, one quick thing would be is 50% of your income can be increased immediately by public speaking. That's what Warren Buffett said. And one of the things I tell people is go into your bank account, take 50% of your bank account, go down a road and throw all that money out the window when you don't want to speak. So that might be a good little tip for your shift. And there was one tomato thrown at me by Christoph, but that was due to another reason other than speaking. But anyway, one of the things is that truly, if I knew the inborn sabotaging trait, I discovered an inborn sabotaging trait that everybody's born with, and the antidote to switch it off immediately. If I had that back then, I would be a whole different person in the shift. However, if I want to go back then, it would be really knowing marketing, because A lot of business owners get caught up in the doing of the work. And one of the things I tell them is you need to know how much you make an hour. And if you're doing anything under that pay grade, you must farm it out. But you're the person, especially a solo entrepreneur or whatever, you need to go out and market, but also have some type of machine to keep that coming in consistently and have that growth. So that would be the share that I would have.
Yeah, we always say delegate. What did we say, Angel? Automate, delegate.
An exposure rate.
I like
exfoliate. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
It's a made up word.
Exfoliate. Exfoliate.
Exposure rate. Because I talk about exposure, so it's automate, delegate, and exposure rate. Marketing, exposure, visibility. That's how you get the 2 comma club. Boy George sings about comma, a million. Right?
Yeah.
I gotta keep her on a leash sometimes.
So funny.
All right, Evie, what is one thing? She was like, get on stage.
What is one thing? Oh, get on stage. Yeah. I think for a long time, being raised in Singapore, Asia, having a very strong dad with a lot of conservative people, I always felt like I had to have permission to do something. And like Christoph said, and like Brian and Philip, you got to get away from yourself, that ego. But what really hit home to me was when Christoph said, your gift is meant for others. It's not yours. And so when we self-sabotage, we're actually being selfish. We're limiting what the world can receive from us. It's not about us. It's about the world. It's about everyone around us. It's about us participating in this journey called life. So, the thought of needing affirmation first, permission, oh, I have to be perfect first. I have to, all that was in my way. And for the first time, after 41 years, someone said, who cares? Just get up there. It's just taking the first step, forget about your boyfriend relationship, your emotional issues. My car crashed. That's what happened right before my car crashed. I had my boyfriend relationship, my son was having issues. It's like, who cares? Just go for it. Things will come out and they will work out as you step out and participate in this journey called life. Sorry?
Nothing is going to be perfect for you to get on stage.
No.
Everything is not going to fall into its place in order for you to start. You just need to start. The time is now.
It's now. And it's interesting.
On my social media today, the time, if not
is now.
When? If not who, then, if not you, then who?
Yeah.
The time is now. You got to do it now. The time is ticking.
Yeah. And I right before the competition, my son was admitted in the hospital, and I was like, oh, maybe that's a sign. I shouldn't get up there and speak, and we look for signs like that sometimes to stop ourselves. But I said, no, we got to say no to any of the obstacles and hindrances and just go for it. And it's interesting. After I did the competition, I was so empowered, so energized, because I'd given something to the world. Even though it was a competition, I had given my gift to the world, and it empowered me in such a way that everything else after that came in order. Suddenly my son was fine. Everything turned out fine. And then I had more opportunities. I had more friendships. I felt more empowered than ever before. And so it's really vital to just go for things and get yourself out of the way. It's not about us.
And sometimes we think of it as a sign, but sometimes it's the devil going.
It's the devil.
They're like, no. You're gonna do really great things if you do this. So let's throw this and this and this and this at you. All right, Tawanna.
Yeah, I'm here, guys. This is so amazing. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. So what is one thing you wish you had known before you started, or way back when you first started?
Ooh, I think the power of your intentions, right? I think if I would have known that in the beginning, I would have had a more clear focus, clearer direction as to where it is I really, really want it to be. you know, at that 5, 10, 15-year mark. I think really not having that clarity caused me to not realize what the intentions really should be, right? And we as successful business owners, you know, our intention, to piggyback off what she was saying, is to make the world different, right? That's our job as business owners, is to step out here in the marketplace and make our communities in our world different, right? But I think in the beginning, when you first launch a business, you're so worried about what you may lose in the beginning, financially, you know, spiritually, that you really drop the ball sometimes, right? And so you find yourself in that first 5 years really trying to figure out a direction, right? So I think if I knew the power of intentions the way I understand it and know it now, I could have had a better impact in the beginning.
Oh, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That is powerful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you like, oh, I could have, right? I could have made such a bigger impact, but instead I played small.
Yeah. Yes, we play small, and it all plays back into that self-sabotage thing, right? That we're talking about. We make up all these different excuses of why we should do it different based off the way that it's been done, and just tweaking it, that we don't have as big of an impact that we could have had in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's make sure that our audience can connect with you and plug into all the fun, juicy stuff you guys have coming down the pike. Tawanna, tell them what, you know, how they can plug in, what things you've got going on, and how they can connect with you.
Well, you guys can really plug in by first just getting to know us a little bit more. MTM Basketball Club, of course, I've already mentioned that I'm the director. Right now, we're really focused on our community partnerships, strengthening those community partnerships so that we can really come in as an organization and work with the local YWCAs, the local Boys and Girls Club. Right now, we're really pushing for this new program that's getting ready to roll out by the Junior NBA, which is a Her Time to Play. It's going to be specifically tailored towards girls 8 to 14. And we're looking to partner with YWCAs, Boys and Girls Clubs all over, right, to implement this program so that we can start making women in sports feel a little bit more valued, a little bit more appreciative. I think attacking it from that area, and then also developing them, giving them the proper youth development training that goes into playing a sport to prevent injury, you know, making sure nutrition, all that's going to be built into the Her Time to Play. So plug in with me. You can start off by visiting hubcitymtm.com. That's hubcity, HUBCITY, you can reach me via email, infocoacht@gmail.com, and by phone, 806-701-7759. The best time to reach me is during my office hours, 11 to 3. But any ideas, you know, if you even have ideas of what, you know, you would like us to see us do as a program when it comes to more social responsibility and community service, please give me a buzz.
Nice, Tawanna. Nice, Tawanna. Make sure that after the show, you go onto our Facebook and comment in the Facebook so that everybody who is watching the stream can have your contact information and start that conversation or continue that conversation, that conversation there. Brian, how about you?
How do people get a hold of you?
You're muted.
There it is. So as I started out by saying earlier, for 35 years, I've been helping people design their dream life and then fund it through real estate. So I've helped people buy their first home, buy their next home, buy their retirement home, investment properties. I can help you find cash flow and secure your financial future. So I can do all that, and I'm happy to. But the new thing, like I said, is this journey. And I'm really passionate about it because, like I said earlier, it saved my life. I wouldn't be standing here if I hadn't started that journey at the beginning of the pandemic and got myself healthy. And so I really am passionate about that. So I'm very happy to help anyone who says, hey, you know, I want to learn how he did that. I want to figure out what my 5 diamonds are, and I want to need some help and accountability. And I'm happy to help get anybody going for the low cost of a testimonial and maybe a before and after picture, so we can celebrate what you did. And I want you to be able to share, as audience members. I want you to be able to share your story, and I want you to be able to secure your future for the people you care about, your family, your friends, and the people around you. Phoebe said it. We have to share. We are here to share our story. Our gift is not our gift for us. It's a gift to be given away, and it's a gift to be prospered out in the world. And if we don't do that, we're stealing that joy.
Christoph said that.
I mean, there's so many people who have said that. I mean, there's so many things that when I'm in these groups, I'm like, yes, it's exactly how I think. So that's one of the things. It's like, I want to get you connected. If I can help anybody in the audience be more successful doing anything that they're doing, hey, I'm there. I'm happy to help, and we'll figure it out. And I've stood on the backs of lots of giants. I want to help the next generation of giants. And so the way you reach me is really very simple. I'm going to keep it one channel. You use my cell phone, and you can call me or text me, but text is my preferred. And so my phone number is 314-496-3867. So again, 314-496-3867. You can send me an email. I can give you my email address, but you better send me a text and say I sent you an email, because I might not find it. I'm out in the woods or a bike trail or somewhere, not sitting with my computer, right? So that's why I said text me. I definitely get back to people, and love doing this. Love doing what I'm doing. I'm having a blast. And I will see whoever comes to the speaker competition in Orlando. I'll be there, and I'll be bringing some people with me. So all good.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Phoebe, how can people get a hold of you?
With me, Facebook. Phoebe Love, PHOEBE Love. I'm trying to build a stage name. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So I have a Facebook that's Phoebe Love, PHOEBE Love. DM me, friend me. Yeah.
That's funny that you say that you're trying to build a stage name. You thought that my name was a stage name.
I don't know. Babcock is my ex-husband's last name, and it kind of feels weird. Like, what if I go marry again? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't know. So, and I want to talk more about love. I think love is vital, and I want to promote love. So Phoebe Love.
I like it. All right, Christoph. How do you?
How about Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil. Let's do Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil. Oh, his thing is on the other side of my gallery here.
Just forget. That's fine. Just forget it all. That's fine. I'm done speaking anyway. No.
He won. He's already at the pinnacle. He's all good.
Yeah. Come on. All right. I'm more. No, they can go to my website, and they can take a 9-question quiz, and they can get their own inborn sabotaging trait and antidote for free. And when people have done that, I've had people change and shift within an hour and a half of their lives. So, and they can always have a conversation. There is a way to get in touch with me there. But again, it's befit2succeed.com. befit2succeed.com. You go there. I have a new live group coaching course coming up and starting tomorrow. It's called Transcendence 101, Sabotage to Success. So they can go there and be happy to talk with them about that. So they can go onto my website. There's a contact. Please get a hold of me, but we'd love to hear about your experience with your new antidote to help shift your sabotage into success immediately.
Awesome. Well done. All right, Christoph.
UltimateSpeakerCompetition.com, obviously, July 30, 31 in Orlando. Brian was our first VIP sign up. We have about 4 or 5 people already registered. We expect that these slots are going to fill within the next 2 weeks. Then we'll have about 7 weeks of pre-event Zoom calls, training, prep, etc. And you can always find me at Christoph, CHRISTOFF, 360.com, Christoph360.com. And we all, I think, just would like to say, Angel and Tina, what you are doing is so amazing. people have a choice in the morning. They can turn on the news or they can turn on the Angel and Tina morning show. And what result would they get? The difference is just amazing. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to spend some time with you today. Thank you so much.
What a great quote and testimony. Thank you so much, Christoph. Thank you, Tawanna, Brian, Dr. Phil, Phoebe, for being our guests here on the morning show, being the bright start to our day. And for all of our audience, you've definitely inspired. And looking forward to seeing you all at the Ultimate Speaker Competition in Orlando at the end of July. I will be there. I'm honored to be a sponsor again of this amazing event. And Dr. Phil, yes, we will do your press release. That's me. That's us, right?
You know what's really funny? I have your certificate on my desk for the last week to call you and get hold of you. So it's pretty funny.
It is, right? It's meant to be, right? If you won't call me, then I'll put you on
the show.
Well, actually, I did email you back when I didn't hear from you, but then I just got busy with other things and didn't follow up.
All right. Well, we have today is day 2 of our Media Mastery Boot Camp. We host a 3-day boot camp 3 times a year. So that is getting ready to start in just a couple of minutes for me. I'm super excited to help entrepreneurs, small business owners get more visibility, right? Monetize your exposure and get exposure to monetize. And we teach those 3 things, right? Or those 2 things, revenue and exposure every single day here at Make Your Big Impact. You can get started with our complimentary media starter kit. It's a whole guide on media exposure and visibility at my website, makeyourbigimpact.com. That's makeyourbigimpact.com. You can also enroll or purchase a copy of our book, ABCs of Exposure, when you go to makeyourbigimpact.com. So get your free complimentary media starter kit today. And make sure you guys tune in next Wednesday for the Connect Virtual Summit. If you don't have your tickets yet, go to connectvirtualsummit.com. We're talking all about podcasting and publishing next week.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait. And I'm so excited because I'm going to San Antonio this weekend. So get to kind of relax, spend some good time. And I'm speaking on Monday. Thank you guys so much. What an amazing day we had today. I am Tina Torres, your client retention expert, otherwise known as the gratitude specialist. And if you're struggling with attracting the right clients, knowing how to connect to them, or even if you just don't know how to convert them into clients, I have a complimentary guide that I hope you grow your audience organically, online and offline, connect and nurture those relationships authentically, and then take those relationships, turn them into paying clients. You can grab that guide if you go to masteringyourfollowup.com. That is masteringyourfollowup.com, and grab that guide today. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. We come to you live every weekday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. We're so grateful for you, our audience, for being our loyal fans. We hope we brought a bright start to your day, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Woo, thank you.